What's up, guys? It's your boy Palacio.
It's the boy Eli.
And we are on episode 6 of Palacio Podcast. Staying consistent. I like it. I like it. We just had the Super Bowl, and thank God the Eagles lost.
Hell yeah.
That boy Patrick Mahomes, man.
I have a coworker. He sees our clips on TikTok when I drop them. I just want to say I'm sorry for slandering the Eagles once again in the podcast. Man. This will be the last time we mention them.
No, I'm not. I'm not at all. I didn't get to see the full game because I was at work, but I saw some of the highlights. It looked pretty good. I mean, it was down to the wire, and you know it's cool to see blowouts on Super Bowls, but it's a lot more fun when there's some tension to it.
Well, it's fun like when the blowout's the team it's your team that's the one blowing them out. Yeah, no, the game was really good. It was just pretty exciting for the most part, which is weird because on paper, this was a great game. Like, it was fantastic. 2 best teams all year, whatever. But I don't know. To me, just the hype wasn't really that there. A lot of people I talked to, like, they're just like, oh, yeah, we're going to watch it. But it was a good game. Like, it lived up to the game.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the way it ended because you're at work.
It was tied, and they won by 3, so I'm assuming it was a field goal.
Yeah, but the way it ended was pretty shitty. There was, like, a ticky-tack call.
Really?
Yeah, and then the Chiefs, like, once that ticky-tack call, say that 5 times fast. But yeah, it was kind of a weak call. So once that happened, the Chiefs just kind of kneeled it, positioned themselves to where they want to set up the field goal.
Yeah.
And then kicked it. So it's kind of like a letdown to a great game, but I'm happy the Chiefs won.
Yeah, I mean, you guys still rely on your kicker.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was a Cowboys
it was
kicker,
a shot,
you know,
then
anyway.
The whole wide left.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was a good game though. I mean, shout out Mahomes.
And then Rihanna with the halftime show. Like we talked about Rihanna last time.
Yeah. A$AP Rocky.
They were saying a big thing about how she didn't get paid to do the Super Bowl, but like nobody gets paid to do Super Bowl. Did you know that? No. Like for the halftime show, you don't get paid. It's more just like that many people are watching, so it's
get your stuff out there.
Yeah, it's more beneficial just to do it for the publicity, and your numbers should shoot up.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, but she's a billionaire, so it's not like she needs the money.
Oh, another $100 million for her. I thought that a lot of people were hating on the halftime show. I mean, I thought it was cool. I mean, she's pregnant. Yeah, I don't know what you really wanted for her. Someone pregnant doing a show. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, Rihanna has hits. Rihanna has a lot of bangers. So, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, she's
the music speaks for itself, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And I just thought it was just a solid performance. Ain't nothing over the top crazy.
Yeah.
It's just good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. There was a point, though, where I thought Kanye was going to come out.
Really?
So they had, like, this little transition. So, like, these dudes come out, like, dressed up like her dancers are, but they're in, like, a puffy-ass suit. Like some shit Kanye would do. Everyone in my house is like, oh, shit. Ain't no way she's going to bring out Kanye because corporate America would shit themselves, for lack of a better words.
Yeah. Everyone was saying he's crazy and doing all this and that and saying, you know, Hitler's a good person and just outlandish stuff.
Yeah.
But he did it on purpose to get out of his contracts with Adidas. Did you see that?
Or just like all of his contracts.
Yeah, like he was like, now he's like, I pretty much worked the system that they wouldn't let me out of my contracts. So I did this whole big thing, you know, going crazy. So that way they were kind of forced to cut me. And now I'm free. I could do whatever I want. If that's actually what happened, then that is crazy
it's
smart.
Probably like.
But I mean, the way he went about it, even if that was the goal, like, bro, that is crazy. That whole like 1 week little 1.5 week run where Kanye was like in the news 24/7. Yeah. It was wild.
I never followed him on Instagram until like the whole thing happened. I was just like, oh, I gotta see what's going on. Just posting screenshots of conversations with different execs. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Wild.
But yeah, no, I was just like the messiness in me.
Yeah.
I wanted Kanye to come out just to fucking fuck everybody up. I just thought it would have been hilarious just to see like people have a meltdown about why they would let Kanye come out and perform during the halftime of Super Bowl.
I mean, what are they going to do? They're going to cut to commercial on the halftime.
That's the thing. They wouldn't. Like, it would just be a whole complete meltdown. And
like Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake, but she had her tit out. Like, they didn't cut for that.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, it just would have been. It would have been insane. The whole reaction from everybody. I just would have loved to see it. Just the messiness of it.
Oh yeah. Then we have those. What we were talking about last week with the weather balloon, or not weather balloons, but like them UFOs.
The weather balloons, bro.
Yeah, the weather balloons. It's just for weather experiments and stuff. They've been finding more and more of them, and it's just like nobody's really got any answers. It's like, hey, what is that? Like, don't worry about it.
We shot one down over here. Shot one down over here. Yeah. All of a sudden, it's not recoverable. We can't recover it till And then too, like that's happening, and then the stuff in Ohio with the I think it's a train that fell over.
Oh yeah, it got derailed.
Yeah, and that chemical was up in the air, and I saw a picture on, I want to say it was Twitter. It looks like a freaking black cloud just over the city. Like it's insane.
Where was that at?
I want to say it's in Ohio.
Oh well, nobody really.
Yeah, still it's
We
crazy.
lose Ohio.
And then in Houston, there was another chemical plant or egg fire or something in Houston.
Really?
Just a little,
I didn't hear about that.
I
heard about
happening.
the train derailment.
That's if another country invaded us, it's crazy to say, but I personally feel like that would unite us as a country.
We have more guns than people here.
Yeah. I forgot, there was somebody, I forgot what leader of the country said it. I heard it earlier today. A country's leader, not American, but another one. He's like, the reason why nobody attacks America on America's soil or invades it is because behind every blade of grass, there's a gun. And there's a motherfucker who knows how to use it. It
feels like there used to be a whole lot more of patriotism, like, oh, I'm American. And there's just a lot of, people being divided right now. But when it comes down to it, like if someone to happen, like I'm American, this is what I'm gonna do. But like for China, for example, it's like they've had so much problems with civil protests, and like their citizens aren't gonna, be going to war for like that ain't happening. No. Not like America. Like every single person would be down, and
say it would unite us. We would be united. You could see somebody who you thought was the most racist person ever fighting arm in arm next to somebody who is not their color.
And that's the same thing like during like post 9/11, like right after, like it was everybody was like wearing flags and having flags outside their houses, and it was just America and freedom and patriotism, and the bounce back from that. But
nobody wants to smoke with the big dogs.
No,
that's all I gotta say.
It's
not on American soil, at least.
Yeah,
you'd be insane.
I don't even think that they'd get that far. I mean, like the closest thing that's ever happened to that was like Pearl Harbor, and they got like Hawaii at like a small little portion, and they weren't gonna make it to the mainland. What happened
after that?
Yeah,
fuckers.
Yeah, real motherfuckers got their skin melted off.
Well, yeah, like 9/11 too. That's probably like the only times it's ever happened, and it was just attacks. Like it wasn't even an invasion.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays, like, everybody got guns, and we got Florida and Texas. People wrestle alligators in Florida for fun. So, I mean, if you're in another country, you do what you want with that information.
Well, I think it's just like up to the point where we had the capacity to destroy like tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people at once with nuclear bombs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It just changed the game. It's like there's always an option for that now. So
it's one of those though where if you do it, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
So I mean, ain't nobody really wins.
I think it could be a good thing, because it's like even the stuff with like Russia and Ukraine that's still going on. It's like, okay, we're gonna have small arms, like people on the ground fighting and everything, but it's never gonna go to like, all right, so you're gonna take over us completely. All right, we're
press this big red button.
Exactly. Everybody's like, it's like an end game for everyone.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah, so it's kind of good because it stops craziness from happening. But if it ever got to that point,
it's just GG's for everybody.
Yeah.
just pack it up.
You ever had you playing like PlayStation or Xbox with like one of your siblings, and they're like, if you don't give me the remote, I'm just gonna take the shit out from the cable, from the power outlet. And he's like, if I can't play, nobody can play. That's exactly what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that.
I'm a big proponent for like wars and stuff like that. No, not a big proponent. Hold on. Let me finish.
Right. Hold on. Go ahead. You got a couple seconds.
I'm a big proponent for wars if they were fought by politicians. That way, unnecessary lives don't have to be wasted. Like, okay, for example, this is a crazy example, but like Biden, right? Let's say they have issues with China. This is an example. I know, like, y'all have your conspiracy theories, whatever. But let's say they had issues, Biden and the Chinese prime minister.
Okay.
They got to box it out.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it used to be with, like, you go back to, like, the Greeks or the Romans or something. And when they wanted to conquer a different a different land, you'd be like, okay, you pick your best warrior and my best warrior, and they'll fight, and whoever wins, that's who wins. Instead of both of our armies, bloodshed and all that, we just do 1-on-1, and then that ends it, But stuff doesn't happen like that anymore.
I mean, shit. We have even the prime minister of China is old as shit.
Well,
Biden
it used to be kings and rulers and stuff. They'd fight on the front lines with their men. I mean, that's how they became who they were and their status. It's because they rose up in the ranks, and then they were like, oh, the baddest motherfucker who can fight. They're at the very top, and it's not like that at all. Yeah. I mean, we haven't even had a president who had previous military experience since I think Carter. It was like in the 80s. Like, other than that, for the past, I don't know, after him, we haven't had any. Yeah, the only one I can think of that
even ran with it was John McCain.
McCain.
Yeah, because he was a prisoner of war.
Well, okay. I think Biden was in the military. Hold on.
Was he?
I think so.
We're using our phones to record, so we
can't. Yeah, hold on. I might have misspoke, but I could be wrong with that.
I wonder why I see
No, Bush. Bush was in the military.
Was he?
Yeah, he was captured. Like, it's a crazy, story.
The dad or the son?
The son, George W.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, fighter pilot or something. And
what war? Like, what country do you know?
Fucking, I don't know, man.
Because now it makes the whole invading Afghan thing more interesting. It was just to get back.
Okay, I might have misspoke there. Now that my brain's working. Hold on. Oh, I'm not opposed to saying that I make mistakes. I just started drinking my coffee. Just let me be.
He started drinking his coffee. It's like 7:30.
No, but okay. So while we're on the subject, it's a big thing, at least for the United States and everybody. It's like admitting your mistakes as a nation. You can't do that because it opens you up for vulnerabilities. The legal system, it's like the prosecutors can't admit that they made a mistake because that opens them up for being sued because of that mistake. Yeah. But it's like, if there's no incentive to say that I was wrong, when it comes to politics. There's no incentive, because once you admit that you're wrong, sued or taken off of your level of power. People just
can't say, we don't trust you now.
Yeah, and I think that's a big problem, that the only way to improve is to admit your mistakes and then learn from them and move forward. But if you never admit that you made the mistake, and you just like Trump, it's like, I'm always right. No, you're wrong. Even when it's clearly the truth, I'm just going to ignore it. There's no room for improvement.
Yeah.
And it just creates a lot of distrust and more problems. And I mean, I can't tell you the last time I watched an actual news network like Fox or CNN or something like that, because
it's all one-sided.
Yeah, and they never admit when they're wrong. And that's why people like our age get our news from Twitter or social media or, independent sites, podcasts and stuff like that. It's, some podcasts might not be the most creditable about military leaders and their military experience. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just fake news. But people make mistakes, man. It happens.
I appreciate you growing live on the.
I know. But that's a big thing, man. It's like, who do you want as a leader? The person who makes a mistake, admits that they're wrong, and then going forward, or the person that's like, oh, I see, what we did wrong, but I'm not going to admit it and just F it, and just keep going. It's
boss of the one now.
It just doesn't make any sense. They always do the sneaky interpretation and wordplay and stuff like that. It's never just a yes or no.
Yeah.
And it just creates more and more distrust.
Try to use big words that we don't understand.
Yeah. What else we got? Valentine's Day just passed.
Keeping my time to me these days.
Yeah, you loving yourself?
Loving myself.
Give yourself one day.
Letting myself grow.
Yeah.
Growing.
Yeah, me and Sabrina didn't do shit. We were supposed to cook together. We were gonna do a nice, cute
little romantic
dinner and stuff like that. But then we were cleaning the house and got everything in order with the baby coming, and we were just too tired. We ordered pizza and we're calling it a night.
Get the little heart pizza.
Yeah,
that's cute.
Yeah,
I did that one year.
But
with all the eggs.
It was is it really worth the extra $10? It's actually less pizza if you think about it. It's a worse deal. They're saving money, and they're upcharging you.
If you don't love your wife a little bit,
bro, it's just small shit like that. It's come on.
It's like, we'll cut the shit ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. You get the little piece of slice and just make a little triangle at the top. You're good to go. That's always been a problem with me. Like Valentine's Day, it's just made up. I mean, just like most holiday. I mean, it's just like
just an excuse for some girls to get some gifts.
Yeah,
or for you to confess your love, whatever.
Or jewelry companies. Making a profit, or and it's like I understand like having like an anniversary or like, all right, we've been married, this many years, or this is when we met, or special times like that, but. It feels grimy.
And like really like this close after Christmas and New Year's, like give me a little break.
God forbid if they have like a birthday in like February or March. I mean, or like
listen,
bro.
I know some people who have daughters, their birthday is on fucking Valentine's.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's tough for future endeavors.
Or something like March or April when you just get that income tax check and you're like, oh, you got that birthday coming up. It's be rough out here, man. Have you done taxes yet?
I did.
You did?
I did.
I still have to do mine. But now I'm big boy growing up. I got to wait for my my stock stuff to come in and all that. Not that it's going to matter very much, but, saving a little money.
Yeah, no, luckily I have to pay.
Making some moves.
I have to pay it all, so that was good. Because if I had to pay... and I saw how much they took from me.
Mm-hmm.
It was gonna be some pretty bad stuff happening.
Yeah, I look at like the direct deposit and stuff, but when it comes to like how much money they took out, and I just don't even look at it because it would just break my heart.
Oh yeah,
especially in the OT, man. You put in those extra hours, and you're like, for what? Basically, just showed up to pay the government.
Like,
it should. Taxes.
If y'all, what would be like your ideal Valentine's Day? Like you personally as a man.
You mean with my wife or by myself?
No shit, with your wife.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, my perfect day is she'd be at work.
Oh my god. So when we stop uploading, just know that she shot this man.
No, I don't know. Like wake up early, have somewhere to go, like a small vacation. Like I don't
like you want to be out of town for Valentine's Day.
Well, not just that, just to like do something new, or go out, do like a hike. Have some breakfast somewhere, go to like a bookstore or a coffee shop. Just not with like don't look at social media, no Instagram, no TikTok, none of that for the entire day.
Leave the phones at the crib.
Yeah, like that. You just like, hey, we're just gonna take today. We're gonna leave our phones, or not leave our phones because emergencies.
But like a do not disturb kind of thing. Have like your
no parents, social media or anything like that going on. Just take a day for ourselves and just relax. Like imagine going in the morning like with your lady going fishing or something for like a couple of. That'd be the best, dude. Just like small stuff like that, like we're spending time together without like taking pictures or like, oh, let's go do this and like take a bunch of like. I'm not a picture guy. Mm-hmm. I've never liked taking pictures. Going to like the Alamo. Well, that's a bad example. Going to like Grand Canyon.
What if you forget it?
Selfies at the Alamo and shit. No, like a nice restaurant, or like taking pictures with the food before you. Like I've never been like that. Like I like to enjoy the moment. So just doing stuff like where you can bond together. Like me and my uncle started playing pickleball. Have you ever played pickleball? It's like a mini tennis.
Nah, I haven't played it, but I've been like...
That shit is so much fun.
Is it?
Yeah, but we went with our family one day. Experience, doing something without electronics and just like going outside and being physically active. It's just like it's a good bonding experience, man.
That sounds like like a fun day.
Yeah, just going out and being active. We're just even like walking the dogs, going to a dog park and something like that. Like it
just spending quality time.
You forget like how good it feels to do that with someone. Even if it's not like your spouse or just your family or even your friends. Like I still remember one of the best like trips was going out with the boys to Lake Brownwood. I don't know, it's somewhere in East Texas, like a state park, and just like camping, spending a couple days, just chilling, grilling, beer pong, drinking, going out on the lake, just enjoying yourselves. And it cost like $30 a person.
You know what I've always wanted to do? Like something along the lines of that. So like for those who don't know, like I do a lot of fishing in summer, spring when the weather's good and whatnot. And I like to think of myself like as someone who could possibly survive if the world went to shit. You know, so I've always wanted to try it. Me and my dad have talked about this and a couple other friends, where it's like we should go camping, get a tent and whatnot, and no food. We'll just bring some water, maybe a couple snacks if anything, like granola bar, whatever, but just water, and just fucking go out to the lake or the river and catch whatever we catch, and that's gonna be our meal. I've always wanted to like have some kind of experience like that to see what it is. It just sounds like so much fun.
You know, it's wild that like we're in 2023 right now, but like, dude, for hundreds of thousands of years, that's just normal.
Yeah,
that's just how people survive.
Yeah, no, it's like, and now I want to see if I can survive.
Yeah, and now it's like, oh, it's a luxury. Let me go out.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah. Like, oh, if that fails, we could DoorDash. Don't worry about it.
We used to hunt saber-tooth tigers back in the day. Now it's like, oh, maybe I can survive if I catch 2 fish.
Yeah, bro. It's wild. Like, even like,
setting
up some traps or, you know, picking some berries.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, I've always wanted to do that too. I have a whole bunch of survival books and like what to do in like Arctic or tundra or, you know, desert, how to survive and stuff like that.
Bro. I prefer the cold over hot, but in the cold, fuck it, let me freeze.
It's when you're tired and you're cold, it just brings something out of you.
Yeah.
Like it's I feel like at least maybe it's just because we've been in Texas so long, but you could deal with the heat. Like as long as you have like a source of water, heat, it's not like terrible, but cold, it's like that's a problem.
Like while we're kind of like on that subject, I saw something interesting. Is you know how everybody complains about global warming? Global warming is bad. When it's hotter, it's a little bit easier to survive still.
I would think so.
Yeah. So like what I heard was this. Might have been someone on the Joe Rogan's podcast, I want to say, but they're like, what people need to be worried about is global cooling, because if it gets too cold, we're not surviving. You can still kind of survive when things get a little bit hotter. But if things just start freezing and it's just cold 24/7, he's like, there's just the chances of survival are just a lot lower.
Well, yeah, you think about it, it's like the agriculture and the plants and stuff cooked. Starts freezing. Yep. The ground gets hard. You can't plant anything. I mean, it just halts everything.
And then like we even saw it back in 2020 or 2021, whenever we had that week-long
power grid.
Yeah, like our power grid. Some people were done. Like they just couldn't handle it. Me and my dad, we ran out of firewood and we thought we had stocked up pretty good, but you're never really prepared for like a week-long storm like that. So we went to a park down the street from our house. Boy, we chopped so much trees down. I had the big axe. I was knocking down branches. He had a small little hatchet. He's just going to town knocking off. We cut enough wood for our family, cut enough wood for an ex-girlfriend at the time, for her and her people. Yeah, bro, we cut down so much.
Bro, and it's always like a good feeling, like even small stuff like that. It's like I did that. Yeah. You know, like, oh, everybody's warm because of me.
I felt like a man for sure.
Yeah. And it's just like,
it's like, am I a lumberjack?
The fact that not enough people get to experience that, especially like the longer people evolved, like cities and stuff in urban areas just getting bigger and bigger. Yeah. Even like the outskirts, like in Texas now, they're just building more and more homes and communities and stuff like that.
Fucking apartments going crazy all over the place.
And it's a luxury to be able to go out camping and, you know, make food for yourself.
I definitely got to do it. I have to.
When I see a whole bunch of people like they want to get rich and their idea of success is like getting a Lambo or, you know, this giant mansion, it's like all I want, even if I had $100 million, $500 million, I'd have a small house and a shit ton of land.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'd have my own chickens, my own cows, enough land where I could shoot and hunt and take care of myself. Like, that's my idea of success. Like, being able to take care of myself, not having to rely. The less people and things, especially technology, for me to rely on to take care of myself and my family, like, that is what I think. Yeah. It's like to the point where it's like I don't have to go to the grocery store. You know, I can, I have a well. You know, I can get water for myself. You know, I raise my own chicken. Like, even like the eggs, like going up in the grocery store and stuff like that. Like, I can't imagine how great it feels knowing you have chickens in the back that are laying your own eggs. It's like, that's small stuff like that.
To me, I think those eggs taste better, personally. I like the taste of them better. Just the experience I've had. Because my grandma used to have chickens back in San Angelo. And like, oh, go get the eggs. The hens try to peck you. The roosters come after you a little bit. It's like, shit.
It's interesting how this year is developing, man. I mean, it's only February, and there's still a lot of going on. It just feels like the time's just going by faster. I don't know if it's because we're getting older. It's
well, they
like,
say like once you get older, it's a little bit more.
I just think the world is happening so much faster. Even when we were in like high school and stuff, there was stuff going on, but it's just like it stretched out just a little longer.
Yeah, the weeks definitely felt longer.
Especially with like now with like TikTok and Instagram Reels, just everything's like a 10-second moment. It's like one day it's news, and the next day there's something else going on. The next day there's something else going on. It's just, it's hard to care about everything. And once you see something and you be like passionate about, like, oh, that's terrible, it's like the next thing's going on. The next thing's going on.
Laughing and giggling and shit.
Yeah,
like that.
it's just it's all feels like a distraction. So, you know, to me, just trying to stay off social media. I mean, I think it's great. I mean, the amount of knowledge and just education that you can do for yourself. Like, just when I was making that chicken, like I didn't know how to do the proper like cups of flour or, you know, seasoning and ingredients, because, you know, we season our food out here. But
if you ain't, what is it? How does that one dude say? He's like, if you ain't sneezing, you ain't seasoning.
Yeah.
I forgot the creator's name, but shout out to you. I use that quote every day.
And so like, okay, I could look up, you know, on Instagram how to make chicken real quick, and it's like 10-15 seconds show you how to make a whole recipe. That's crazy. Like 20-30 years ago you couldn't do that. I think that's awesome. But, you know, last night I had trouble going to sleep, so I was on my phone just, you know, scrolling away, and like before I knew it, it was like almost 4 a.m. And that's a new thing that's a whole new problem that like kids every day they have access to their phone.
Have you ever tried listening to like rain sounds?
I do it some, like I don't really have trouble sleeping most of the time, but I think it was just because it was like we were cleaning a whole bunch, and then I slept like for an hour or two or in the middle of the day, and that usually
that threw you off.
Yeah, threw me off. So it's usually never a problem, but for that, you know, one instance, it's just like now it's 4 a.m. and what did I learn? Like I don't even remember. So there's good and bad to it, obviously, and I'm a huge proponent of technology and moving stuff forward. I think it's just how we use it. Like, are we going to use it to help educate ourselves, to move each other forward? You know, or like Elon Musk trying to get to Mars and shit, or are we just using this for entertainment? Like, just keep ourselves busy.
Yeah, you gotta find the balance of it.
Yeah. So, you know, too much of anything is a bad thing, but it is what it is, and it is what you make it. I think the whole introduction of like Chat GPT and AI coming together, I think it leads the way to like some crazy
shit kind of scary.
Now, like if we had that in high school, like I heard kids are using that to do their homework, like write essays. They just have Chat GPT like, hey, do an assignment on this, like, and you can even put like and like misspelled grammar into it and stuff like that, so it looks more realistic, and they just write a whole paragraph, you know, a whole essay for you.
Yeah.
And I think that's wild to do, but what is the idea? Is it like to learn, or is it just to memorize something for a test and then, you know, it's gone? I mean, 70%, 75% of high school, that's what it was. It was study something for a test and then don't think about it for the rest of the year, and then it's gone. So good stuff and bad stuff. It's just how we use it, man. You got a music recommendation for this week?
Hell yeah. So we're filming this the day after Valentine's Day, as we mentioned. You know, if your man was busy yesterday, this song goes out to you because you're the side piece.
Yep.
So song of the day or the week is gonna be "Side Pieces" by Drake. I don't know if y'all remember that one. But shout out to all the side pieces out there. Y'all know who y'all are.
Yeah, you play a major critical role in society. Let me tell you.
You are appreciated. Don't let them feel like you are not appreciated. You are appreciated, and we love you, damn it.
The pawn can't be a king. You a pawn. Stick to your role, man. I mean, that's just what it is. Everybody got a position, man. You play to win.
Yeah, you got to play your role.
Yeah.
And that goes for everybody, men and women, or non-binary, binary, whatever.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that.
Whatever y'all doing.
Out here. You know?
But yeah, shout out to all the side pieces out there. We love you, and we hope you have a happy late Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's 15th. When everything is 70% off. That's when it's your time.
The discounted chocolate.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Get that big ass teddy bear for $3.99. I appreciate you. I see you. I see you.
Oh shit.
I think that's gonna be it for this episode, guys. Enough shenanigans for the day. If you've gone this long watching, we appreciate y'all. We are now available on Spotify as well as YouTube. Just look up Palacio Podcast. See the logo.
Will link be in the bottom.
Yeah, we'll put the links and everything in the bottom for y'all. But we appreciate you guys watching. It's a lot of fun, but even more fun when you guys, let us know, give us feedback. It really goes a long way. We appreciate it very much. So
we do. It makes me feel good inside. And every time, he said, like I said, when someone tells us something, he gives it back to me. When someone tells me something, I give it back to him.
Yeah.
So, we appreciate everything.
Yeah. Always room for improvement. Like we're trying out these new lights, seeing if that is a little better. We'll figure it out. It's just a learning experience. So we appreciate you guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.